When I first asked myself the question, what if I live to be 100? My immediate thought wasn't about how many years I might have left. It was about how those years would feel. Would I be healthy? Would I be active? Would I still be walking around the city doing the things I love? Or would I be just, existing? That's when I realized it's not about living long, it's about living well. Hi, I'm Sanjay, and today let's talk about health, but not the way the doctors do, not in terms of charts and reports and technical terms. Let's just talk about it the way you and I feel it, what it means to try and stay well as we move past 50, and what all comes into play when we think about a longer, better second half of life. There's a big difference between lifespan and health span. Lifespan is about how long you live, but health span, that's how long you feel alive. It's the years when your body and mind are still your allies. I often think of two people, both 80. One walks to the market, cooks for friends, plays a little bridge on weekends. The other is mostly indoors, dependent on others, a little withdrawn. Same age, entirely different lives. Now you know which of the kind you want to be, right? But before that, let me start with a little confession. I am not exactly the model of fitness. Like many of you, I've had my own share of struggles. Weight, blood sugar, sleep, and the general inertia that builds up over years of just being so-called busy. But I've been trying, and in the last year or so, I've become more aware of what my body is telling me. I've started walking regularly, sometimes even do a 10K on a Saturday morning through the streets of Mumbai. I've tweaked my meals, cut out a few indulgences, and tried to listen more to what makes me feel good. Sometimes those Saturday walks feel like therapy. The city is waking up, the air is still a bit cool, and with every step, I feel a little more like myself. Not younger, just more grounded. I once bumped into an old classmate during one of these walks. He looked at me surprised and said, "Since when did you become a walker?" We both laughed. But maybe that's the joy of this phase, surprising even ourselves. And yet, every now and then, I wonder, am I doing enough? Am I too late to reverse things? Is there some magic number that tells me I'm fit? And I know I'm not alone in feeling this way. Tell me honestly, how many of us have Googled BMI for 60-year-old or how much should I walk daily at 55? We're all trying to find some benchmark, some validation. But health, isn't just a number on a scale or a step count on your watch. It's more subtle. It's whether you feel tired by noon, whether you feel like doing the things you once loved, whether your body supports your curiosity. Health after 50 becomes a different game. It's not just about weight loss or six-pack abs. It's about energy. It's about strength. It's about being able to lift your own suitcase, run up a flight of stairs, or simply play with your grandchild without feeling winded. I remember watching a friend in his 60s lift his golf bag effortlessly into his car. I jokingly asked him his secret. He smiled and said, "Sanjay, it's not about lifting weights. It's about lifting life and making sure your body is ready." That line stuck with me. Let's talk food now. We all know the basics. Eat more greens, less sugar, fewer processed foods. But food is also comfort. It's cultural. It's celebratory. So how do we make peace with food in a way that serves our body and soul both? That's something we'll explore more deeply. At this age, food isn't just fuel. It's memory. It's childhood. It's that Sunday poha, the Diwali mithai, your spouse's favorite dal. And so, finding a rhythm with food that respects both your biology and your emotion, that's the real challenge. The goal isn't to eat like a robo, it's to eat like someone who loves themselves. And then there's movement. I use the word movement instead of exercise deliberately, because you don't have to join a gym to stay active. Walk, dance, do yoga, take the stairs, just keep moving. There's a certain joy in discovering movement that doesn't feel like a punishment. A couple I know have started ballroom dancing every Friday. Another friend plays table tennis at the building clubhouse every morning. What's yours? Gardening, trekking, stretching while watching Netflix? Doesn't matter as long as it gets your blood flowing and your face smiling. And then comes sleep. Oh yes, sleep. So underrated. I have had my fair share of sleepless nights, and I've come to realize that the quality of your day depends so much on the quality of your sleep. So we'll talk more about that as well. Some nights I used to lie awake thinking about emails I hadn't replied to or things I forgot at work. But now I keep my phone at a distance from the bed. Dump the thoughts, let them go. One tip: treat sleep like a date with your body. Wind down, dim the lights, make it a ritual. It's not a shutdown, it's a recharge. And what about medical care? This is not just about reacting to illness, but actively investing in preventive care. Annual health checks, regular dental visits, tracking key parameters, getting that long overdue eye checkup done. We often wait for a warning sign, a scare, a crisis. But what if we flip the mindset? Preventive care is like regular servicing for your car. You don't wait for smoke to come out of the bonnet, right? Start small, pick one overdue checkup this month, just one. That's progress. Also, we need to talk about mental health, loneliness, anxiety, stress, even a vague sense of purposelessness. These things don't show up in blood tests, but they weigh us down. And at this stage of life, they matter more than ever. There's this silence that creeps in as we grow older. Kids move out, colleagues retire, the phone rings less. But here's the truth: you're not alone in feeling alone. The antidote? Reach out, join a walking group, call an old friend, start that painting class. Connection is the medicine we forgot to take. A friend of mine once said, "I feel like I have 20 more years of energy inside me if only my knees would agree." And I laughed, but it stayed with me because that's the crux of it. We want to feel aligned in body and spirit. Whether you're a man or a woman, whether you've had a healthy lifestyle or not, the road ahead still holds promise. And this series, What If You Live to Be 100, is not here to lecture or preach. It's here to start conversations. You don't need to fix everything overnight. You just need to care. Genuinely care about how you feel. Because when you do that, the body listens, the mind follows, and together they begin to heal. In the next few episodes, we'll explore specific aspects of health in more detail. Managing blood sugar, maintaining muscle, navigating menopause or prostrate concerns, finding the right insurance, building routines that last, not necessarily from a doctor's chair, but from the lived experiences of people like you and me. So today I just wanted to say, if you've been feeling like you want to take charge of your health but haven't yet, you're not late. You're right on time. Let's learn together. Let's ask questions. Let's bring in experts, stories, tips, and even laugh about our past mistakes. Because the path to feeling better isn't straight. It's winding and very human. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next episode.